Amazon Black Friday has officially started. I've gathered some of the best deals that I think are the best deals and I find interesting. First half will be tools, second half will be odds and ends, price history with everything. Almost everything will be at its best price, and links will be in the description. So here first we have the Lufkin 50 meter, the 13 millimeter by 50 meter orange, Hi-Viz orange fiberglass, two-sided, 61% off, $15.30. You'll see in some of the other examples they'll have the Black Friday moniker, but this one doesn't. But it's still at its best price and it's at a really low discount. I have a Lufkin, a tape measure, which I really love. This is also obviously a tape measure, but for measuring a lot longer distances. Let's look at the price history. So $15.30, best price. It's averaged. It has been close to this price back in 2016 and 2019. And basically comparing prices to back in the day, if they're around that price, that's a good deal. So 10 years ago, it was about the same price. Other than that, recently it's averaged probably about $30 and dropped the last few months down to about $20 bucks, but it's down to $15.30. So probably not the most needed item, but something to consider if you have a use for it. Next, we have the Coast Slayer Red 1000 Lumen USB-C rechargeable LED flashlight with red mode, spot flood, memory mode, and pocket clip. This actually does have the Black Friday deal moniker, showing 28% off, $60.99. I find it super interesting that it has a red beam, which I guess is that softer light, maybe not as bright, but I'm sure there's uses for it. If someone knows, please let me know. I'm sure that's why the police have red and blue lights. But yeah, I find that super cool. 28% off, $60.99. I guess still a little bit pricey, but let's see if it's a true deal. And so it is showing best price. Only about, what is that, 7-8 months of history. Averaged around $75, went up to over $80. It is down to $60.99. So confidently say it's at its best price, best deal. Next we have the VEVOR impact socket set, half Ines. Half-inch 19-piece impact sockets, half-inch set impacts 3/8 inch, and the 1.5-inch VEVOR impact socket set. Maybe Ines is a word. 19-piece impact sockets. There's a lot going on here. Standard SAE 6-point, and there's a lot going on here because there is 2 sets of sockets. Impact sockets. So these are showing $83.29, showing 15% off. No Black Friday moniker, but let's check out the price history. So these have a history, a little bit of short actually. Only since about September to now. So at least from September to today, about a couple months, it's been averaging between $90 and $105. But it is down to $83, so that could be a deal, Black Friday deal, or they're just lowering the price maybe because it's not selling as much. But that considered, it is at its lowest price. Continuing, here we have the Metabo HPT pin nailer with air hose, 1/4 inch by 50 foot. It's at $92.65. Bundle price was $108, showing you're saving $16. But let's go ahead and check the price history. And this does have a few years of history where for the first 3 years it was at the exact same price, $105, until they decided to raise the price this year, where it went up as high as $131, but now it's down to $92.65. So best price for this Metabo pin nailer with air hose. And continuing, here we have the Bora Portamate Speedhorse Sawhorse pair and Bora track clamps, saw guide accessory, bundle for woodworking. And I have, I think, just the pair in the next one. But this is $110.83, $44 savings. Except this is with as a kit, so it's coming with the clamps. We'll just show the bundle price history here. average pretty close to 150, 160 bucks. So it is about $50 off. Lowest price. We'll jump over quickly to just the Bora Portamate Speedhorse saw pair 2-pack, and this is $97.85. So 30% off for just this pair. This is actually shown as a Black Friday deal. Only $13 more for the clamps, which sounds about right. So they both, to be honest, seem like really good deals. If you don't need the clamps, then go with this one by all means, but let's also check the price history. And similar showing over 4 years of history, average close to $150, $140 average. And now it's down to $97.85. So this is the best price, lowest price. Feels like a true Black Friday deal. Next, we have the DeWalt 12 volt, 20 volt max XR line laser. High precision, 3x360 green battery charger included. Amazon's Choice Black Friday deal, 15% off. I know the DeWalt lasers in general by themselves are very pricey. This by no means is also very pricey, but you're getting a lot more in this kit. It is showing Black Friday deal, 15% off, so $488 if you're in the market for probably top of the line laser. I mean, I'm sure you can't go wrong with this. But let's check the price history. So this does have price history from this February, a little bit before, so January, so close to a year. Came out originally at $768 for the first few months. Average then probably about $675. And then for the next few months after that, right around $650, and more recently, probably about $500-600. But it's down to over $100 from that. So, I mean, I don't know my lasers, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. But this is over $100 from its lowest price that it was recently. So definitely a Black Friday deal. Still a little pricey though. The DeWalt Max XR line laser for $488. Next, and this one's a little bit of a, I'll show you the history so you know what's going on. Although it's not marked as a Black Friday deal, but this is the Flex 24 volt brushless cordless 7¼ inch circular saw kit, 10 hour amp stacked lithium battery, 280 watt rapid charger, $299. It's actually not showing any price off here, so that's fine, but it is at its best price according to the history. But really for the last 2 months, it was super high in price, averaging around $400. When it first came out, it looks like it was just above $300, and so it is down to its best price at $299. But I always dislike the short history and then the rapid jumps in prices for some of these items. So that one's just an example. But if you're in the market, it is at its best price, at least on Amazon. So $299 for the Flex circular saw kit. Next, we have the Johnson Level self-leveling rotary laser system, 8 3/4 inches, red 1 kit. This is a Black Friday deal, 40% off, $410.74. Looks like you'll become an engineer with this. Let's look at the price history. And this does have back to 2018, so 6 years of history where it's averaged basically over $500. Went down probably about $450 for a little bit, went back up, but now it's down to $410. So it is definitely the lowest price. This seems very specific, very niche to somebody who would need this, but maybe not. Maybe it's more, I mean, it has over 500 ratings, so people obviously use this. So if you're in the market, great Black Friday deal. And now we're moving from tools to more home-ish. This is the Bestway Lava Splash Kids Inflatable Water Park, outdoor slide, climbing wall, splash pool, sprinkler. I don't have this exact set, but I've gotten a couple of these off of Amazon. I don't know if it's the same brand, but the two that I've gotten for the little ones, they absolutely love them. And especially when these are on sale, these are worth every penny. A little bit pricey still, $143. It's not a little bit, but If you're in the market and you want to get it at its lowest price, this would be the time. So let's look at the price history. Only about 6 months of history, but did come out at $400. Was averaging about $300 for most of its time. And then more recently, it's fluctuated probably about $200, but now it's down to $143. So it's definitely a drastic drop in price. $143, it's its best price that it's been at. Moving on, we have the Staub cast iron 4-quart round Cocotte Turquoise made in France. I've seen these. I know these are super popular. These come out in like different themes, special themes like collector's editions. I see them sell out. They're always super expensive. But this one is 59% off, which sounds right because I know these can get pretty expensive. $129.95. And I mean, if you know how to cook, you probably know exactly what this is for, but I do not. But I do know I've seen them around. And they are super popular. So 59% off, $129. Let's verify the price history. And this has about 4-ish years of history. Came out over $200. Did drop down at one point to about, what is that, about $150. But more recently, probably when its popularity in the last few months, last 6 months, it's been averaging over $320. But it is down for Black Friday, down to $129.95. Not showing as a Black Friday deal, but definitely a big discount lining up with Black Friday. So that's the cast iron 4-quart round Cocotte. I don't know how to say it. Made in France. We continue. Here we have the Shark upright vacuum. The reason I make a weird noise is because I'm super into vacuums for some reason. Probably have way too many. And a big fan of Shark. So I'm glad to see that they have a Black Friday deal going on. This is the Stratos DuoClean Power Fins Hair Pro. I don't have this one. Hair Pro sounds amazing though. Powered lift away, self-cleaning brush roll, and odor neutralizer technology navy. Showing $249.99, 50% off. That could be me. And yeah, it sounds like an excellent deal. And Shark is relatively reputable. For $250, I feel like some of the Chinese brands cost about that much. But let's look at the price history. Decent history, going back a couple years. Clearly averaged about $450, maybe going down to about $400, but down to $250. So, I mean, the discount is real. Did go down recently this month, but it's back down to $249.99. So something to consider if you're in the market for a decent vacuum. And continue, another Shark. This is the Stratos cordless vacuum with Clean Sense IQ, odor neutralizer, DuoClean Power Fins Hair Pro, includes duster crevice tool, anti-allergen brush, 60-minute runtime ash purple. And I think the only thing I would say that is kind of puts these at a little bit of a fault is, I mean, I don't think Shark really has a line of batteries that you can use their batteries with different tools. And so if you do need an extra battery, I mean, 60 minutes is a good amount of time. But I've noticed with some of my stick vacuums, which is why I actually like my Craftsman, is because I have extra batteries. And sometimes if you wait long enough, you have a lot to vacuum. Anyways, Black Friday deal, 50% off, $249.99. Sounds like an excellent deal. Let's check the price history and kind of just eyeballing it. The average is right around $400 for the last 2 years. So again, that 50% off is pretty close, $250, at least $150 off, which is no joke for a vacuum. And then these curveballs here. This is a Rubbermaid. Rubbermaid, huh? They make everything. Resin outdoor storage shed with a floor, 7x7 foot, weather resistant, gray organization for home, backyard, garden tools, lawns, mower. I should pull the trigger on something like this. I won't, because that's still pricey. But look at that. He's driving his lawnmower in and out. A little suspicious. But that just seems like an excellent price for something such as a storage shed. Now, again, I don't know much about storage sheds, so take that with a grain of salt, but let's verify the price history, which is something we can do. And so this has also about 2 years of history. When it first came out, looks like just after the pandemic, between $1,000 and $900. Quickly went up in price with inflation, I'm sure, and averaged around $1,100, at least over $1,000. But it is back down to $824.99, which is its lowest price that it's been at in the last few years. So definitely best price, interesting item, Black Friday deal. The Rubbermaid Resin outdoor storage shed. And then just one more to like round it out. This is the another 7 foot by 7 foot with maybe just a little bit less fanciness on the rooftop there. This is $784.99, 30% off Black Friday deal. Let's see if there's someone driving out. No, this time he didn't drive it in and drive it out, but the lawnmower's in there. How did he get it in there? Rubbermaid Resin outdoor storage. Let's check the price history. So this also has about 3 years of history. It looks like it's averaged close to $1,000, and it has dropped. So this is, I would say, is an even better deal. You don't need the little windows at the top of the roof. $784.99. More of an interesting Black Friday deal. 30% off. $784. We continue on. Here we have the Furion Vision S rear RV camera and marker light, reduced blind spots, enhanced safety, 120-degree viewing angle, night vision, motion detection, marker lights, rear assist, marker lines. Black Friday deal, 22% off, $279. 40. Let's check the price history. And yeah, look at this. So a couple years of history, was averaging for most of that time about $600. Has dropped in the last 4 to 5 months pretty steadily, where it was about, what is that? Maybe about $320. But for Black Friday, even from that one, still about $40 price drop from where it's been at its lowest. But it has taken quite a fall from where it was back in July, at over $500, which is absolutely nuts. But $279.40, best price on Amazon. And getting close to the end, actually should have had this in the tools, but this is an AFF transmission jack, low profile manual hydraulic transmission floor jack, multiple capacities, fully adjustable saddle for easy positioning and alignment. I don't think I've seen one of these. I'm a little bit surprised at the price. $12.50 for a transmission jack seems very specific, but maybe that's the thing, is it's designed for a very specific job, which only this one tool can do. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. $12.52, 20% off. Not showing a Black Friday deal, but let's check the price history. And this has about 4 years of history. Still not sure what this dotted line means. I'm assuming that means it wasn't available, but it did come out originally about, was that $1,500, and then for the last year, it's also been averaging about $1,500. So at one point it did drop briefly back in April, and now it's down even lower, but $12.52 for this specific transmission jack. If you need a transmission jack and you were looking for one on sale and you know what AFF is, this is something to consider. And here we have the HTC Vive Pro 2 virtual reality system. I've always wanted to get a VR set, still haven't pulled the trigger. But this is on sale, 33% off, $799. I kind of trust HTC. They've been making these VR sets for a while. Again, not showing Black Friday deal or anything, but it is 33% off, $799. Let's check the price history. And yeah, look at this. Clearly, for the last, surprised how long it's been out for, last 3 years, it's been averaging over $1,300. Well, I guess it says $1,240, but close to $1,350, $1,200, and it had never really gone below $1,000. Looks like it, maybe $1,000, but now it is down to $799. Maybe they're coming out with a new one soon. I'm not 100% sure, but $799 compared to what the price that it's been at seems more reasonable. Still pricey, but if you're in the market, this is the cheapest that it's been, at least on Amazon. Something to consider. And then the last one we have here's a Samsung sound bar with wireless Dolby Atmos, ultra slim design, Q Symphony, Space Fit sound, AirPlay 2, Game Pro mode, Alexa built in. This is the 2022 version. $487, showing 46% off. And I will just say, well, say that after we look at the price history, this averaged looks at least $650, easy $700 actually, and it is down to the $487.99. So big discount on a sound system, which technically everybody needs something at least for their TV. And that is the last time I will say what I was going to say about the electronics. There's a lot of electronics on sale. I didn't put them in here too much just because there's a lot of TVs that are at their best price, a lot of monitors, a lot of computers. So I would recommend people checking those out. But I'll leave it at that. Hopefully you found this helpful. Find some good deals, save some money, and happy Black Friday shopping. As soon as I find some more deals, I'll send them your way.